Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep in the heart of Ikoko, lived Ife, the third wife of Chief Emeka. Ife was known far and wide for her exceptional cooking skills, which had earned her a revered reputation among the villagers. But before all this, Ife's story began in a small, impoverished village on the outskirts of Idoma, where she was born into a family struggling to make ends meet. Her parents, both farmers, toiled tirelessly under the scorching sun, barely earning enough to feed their family of 6. From a young age, Ife learned the value of hard work and perseverance. Despite their meager circumstances, she had dreams of a better life, yearning for a chance to escape the cycle of poverty that had trapped her family for generations. But fate had other plans. At the age of 18, tragedy struck Ife's family, leaving them destitute and desperate. With no other options available to them, Ife's parents made the heartbreaking decision to sell her to Chief Emeka, a 50-years-old wealthy landowner from a neighboring village, in exchange for a handful of coins and promises of a better life. Ife's heart shattered as she bid farewell to her family, tears streaming down her cheeks as she was taken away to her new home. In the blink of an eye, she went from a humble village girl to the third wife of a powerful chief. As Ife adjusted to her new life in Chief Emeka's household, she was terribly homesick. Despite the material comforts that surrounded her, she could not shake the memories of her family and the simple joys of her childhood. But Ife was determined to make the most of her situation, channeling her resilience and inner strength into her new role as the chief's third wife. She threw herself into her duties with unwavering dedication, earning the respect and admiration of the household staff with her hard work and humility. The Chief Emeka's other wives were Oma and Oge. Oma was in her late 30s and the eldest wife of Chief Emeka. Oma hailed from a prominent family in a neighboring village, known for their wealth and influence. Unlike the other wives, she was raised in luxury and privilege, accustomed to having her every whim catered to from a young age. Oma's marriage to Chief Emeka was arranged by her family as a strategic alliance to strengthen their ties with his influential clan. Despite her initial reluctance to enter into the marriage, Oma agreed to her family's wishes in the hopes of securing a prosperous future for herself and her children. Oge, the second wife of Chief Emeka, was in her mid-20s and very beautiful. Oge came from a modest background, born into a family of teachers who struggled to make ends meet. She grew up with little in the way of material comforts, but possessed a strong sense of resilience. Oge's path to becoming Chief Emeka's second wife was paved with tragedy. After the sudden passing of her parents, Oge was left orphaned and destitute, with no means of support. Chief Emeka, moved by her plight, took pity on Oge and offered her shelter and protection within his household. Grateful for his generosity, Oge agreed to become his second wife, despite the vast difference in their social standings. In the opulent household of Chief Emeka, Ife's presence as the third wife stirred jealousy and animosity among the other wives. The other wives, feeling threatened by Ife's presence, often excluded her from gatherings and social events within the household. They would make plans amongst themselves without inviting her, leaving Ife feeling isolated and alone. Aware of Ife's impoverished upbringing, Oma and Oge would frequently mock her for her humble origins. They would make snide remarks about her family's poverty and belittle her for not being as refined or cultured as they were, causing Ife great distress. Despite Ife's efforts to fulfill her duties as the third wife with diligence and grace, the other wives would frequently undermine her authority in front of the household staff. They would question her decisions and openly defy her instructions, making it difficult for Ife to assert her position within the household. In an attempt to discredit Ife and diminish her standing in the household, the other wives would sometimes sabotage her work. They would tamper with her cooking ingredients or deliberately misplace important documents, causing Ife to appear incompetent in the eyes of Chief Emeka. Oma and Oge also spread hurtful rumors to tarnish Ife's reputation and undermine her relationship with Chief Emeka throughout the village. They would fabricate stories of Ife's supposed indiscretions or incompetence, sowing seeds of doubt and mistrust in Chief Emeka's mind. Ife's co-wives, in moments of extreme jealousy or frustration, would resort to physical intimidation to assert their dominance over Ife. They would loom over her threateningly or engage in subtle acts of aggression, such as pushing past her in the hallways or blocking her path during meals. Despite facing relentless bullying and mistreatment from the other wives, Ife remained resilient and determined to prove her worth within the household. Ife's days were spent bustling about in her kitchen, concocting delicious meals that left everyone who tasted them longing for more. But there was a mysterious secret ingredient that she guarded closely, known only to herself and her late mother. The villagers often whispered amongst themselves, speculating about the source of Ife's culinary prowess. Some claimed it was her skillful use of herbs and spices, while others believed it was her unwavering dedication to perfection. But little did they know, Ife's secret ingredient lay hidden within the depths of the forest, guarded by ancient spirits and forgotten deities. One day, as Ife ventured into the forest to gather ingredients for her next culinary masterpiece, she stumbled upon a hidden grove shrouded in mist. Curiosity piqued, she followed the winding path until she came upon a majestic tree, its branches laden with ripe fruits of every color imaginable. In the center of the grove stood a shimmering pool of water, its surface rippling with the reflection of 1,000 stars. And there, nestled amongst the roots of the tree, lay the source of Ife's secret ingredient, a small golden fruit unlike any she had ever seen before. With trembling hands, Ife plucked the fruit from its resting place, her heart pounding with excitement. She knew that this fruit held the key to unlocking the true potential of her cooking, and she vowed to use it wisely. Returning to her kitchen, Ife wasted no time in incorporating the mysterious fruit into her recipes. With each dish she prepared, the flavors grew richer and more tantalizing, leaving her family and the villagers in awe of her culinary prowess. But as Ife's reputation soared, jealousy began to simmer among the other wives of Chief Emeka. They watched with envy as Ife's dishes garnered praise and admiration from all who tasted them, wondering what secret ingredient she possessed that they did not. Determined to uncover Ife's secret, the other wives hatched a plan to steal the golden fruit from the forest and claim it as their own. The two wives watched and followed Ife secretly for 3 days until they found out the spot in the forest where the golden fruit lay. Under the cover of darkness, they crept into the forest, their hearts pounding with anticipation. But as they were about to enter into the mist where the golden egg lay, they were met with a sudden gust of wind, followed by a booming voice that echoed through the trees. The ancient spirits had been awakened, and they would not tolerate anyone who dared to disturb their sacred grove. Terrified, the other wives fled from the forest, their dreams of culinary greatness dashed in an instant. After the unsuccessful attempt to find out what lay behind the wall of mist in the forest, Oma and Oge, filled with anger and jealousy, devised a means to destroy Ife's reputation and even send her packing from their husband's house. They planted false evidence, including strange objects and charms, in Ife's room. One evening, as soon as Ife stepped out of the kitchen, a servant girl instructed by Oma and Oge dropped strange-looking substances into Ife's freshly made pot of soup. Ife, ignorant of her co-wives' evil schemes, served her husband his meal as usual. Only this time, trouble was around the corner. Oma and Oge watched excitedly by the corner, waiting for their time, and soon enough Chief Emeka screamed from the living room. All the wives rushed into the living room to find out what the issue was. Chief Emeka showed everyone present the strange little objects he found in his food and demanded an explanation from Ife. Ife stood in shock, unable to say anything for a few seconds. Before she could defend herself, a maid ran into the living room claiming that the red object in her hand was found in the kitchen, right where Ife stored her spices. As a result of this information, Chief instructed his wives to thoroughly search Ife's room immediately. More strange objects were found, and Chief Emeka looks away in disappointment. He commands Ife be locked up. Ife's plea of innocence fell on deaf ears as she was dragged away. Oma and Oge felt on top of the world. Their plan had worked, and news of Ife's predicament soon spread all over the village. A week after Ife was falsely accused and locked up, an elderly man dressed in white cloths unexpectedly visited Chief Emeka's household. While Chief Emeka and his wives were puzzled by the strange man's appearance, they entertained him nonetheless. The elderly man, unknown to Chief Emeka and his household, was a messenger of the gods from the hidden grove in the forest where the golden fruit lay. The gods heard about Ife's unfortunate situation and sent a messenger to help clear her name and free her. The messenger told Chief Emeka the secret behind Ife's culinary skills and how she found favor from the gods because of her pure and kind heart. He further revealed how his other wives had plotted against Ife by planting fake evidence with the help of some servants and spreading ugly rumors to destroy Ife's reputation. Chief Emeka was dumbfounded and disappointed by the actions of his other wives. He thanked the messenger and sent him off with various gifts. Ife was released and her image restored, while Oma, Oge, and their servants were severely punished. Ife continued to cook with her secret ingredient, knowing that its true power lay not in its ability to enhance flavors, but in the love and passion she poured into every dish she created. And so, Ife's secret ingredient remained a mystery to the villagers, known only to herself and the ancient spirits who guarded the grove. But to those who tasted her cooking, it was clear that there was something truly magical about Ife's dishes, something that could never be replicated or replaced.